Here we are with undefeated prospect Ryan Cowboy Karl. How you doing, my man?
Doing great.
Came and support your fighter you started out with?
Yeah, Noni, Antonio Castillo is making his pro debut today. We started boxing together at Waco Boxing Club about 12 years ago.
And a lot of support here tonight for him, and to include yourself.
Yeah, Noni, I mean, I've known him forever. He's got a lot of real heavy fan base here in Waco. I think they can actually do something here in Waco with him as far as having fights here again. So we're really excited to see what he can do tonight.
Definitely, man. It's a new boxing place for us to come to check out fights. It's a small town, but it's a college town with Baylor being here. Maybe they, like you said, maybe can do a little something.
Yeah, maybe they can do something. I mean, who knows? Why not? Why not try it at least? Waco doesn't have anything. They got one or two maybe boxing gyms in the whole town, and it's big enough to have more than that. Big enough to have a boxing scene. It's not a San Antonio, but it can be something nice.
Right. And you say you actually started your boxing career at Waco Boxing Club?
Yeah, I started boxing at Waco when I was 11 years old with Gilbert Sanchez was actually my head coach back then. He still was the president of Waco Boxing Club. And then, of course, we had Haymon and Tony Montoya, who's a coach now. We train with them too. So
nice, man. Now you come a long way, man. You're 8-0 in your professional career, 6 knockouts. Coming off a win recently, fighting out in El Paso in July, and so far looking good early in your career.
Yeah, everything's working out like we like it too. We're starting to get better opponents, so we're real happy about that. We've like this last fight. What's been our problem is getting guys to take the fight.
True.
And so this was our third opponent for this last fight. We finally got down to him, and I seen an interview of him actually. Whenever they told us the name, and he put in the interview that he'll fight anybody. He ain't scared to fight anybody. So I was excited about it, and of course he took the fight. We had a great fight, stopped him in the first round, and we're looking hopefully for another step-up fight. The better the opponents, the better I feel that I do, and so that's really what we're looking at because we want to climb. We want to do something sooner than later. I don't want to have to wait till I'm 28 years old to fight for a title.
Right.
So.
And it's probably a lot has to do with your advantages that you have, your deep amateur background and also your size, because you're pretty tall for a welterweight.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm going down to 140 as well, so
wow.
I'm going down to junior welter. This last fight was at 143. I weighed 142.6 or something, but I think we're going to go to 42 or even to 40 this next fight. And so I got a lot of advantage. I got Ronnie Shields in my corner. Of course, my father is a huge thing in my boxing career, and of course, Danny Arnold with the Plex. It feels like a complete team.
Now, you're doing it the smart way. Some fighters try to make the jump to one weight class to another. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You on the other hand, you're doing it the smart way. You're gradually trying to work your way down to 140.
Yeah, I'm big enough to fight 47.
Right.
In all reality, I feel like I'm strong enough to fight 147. But so I'm just gonna take my time, go down. If I get down there, I say, man, I can't do this. I can't. It's not a big deal. Because I didn't kill myself taking off those extra 3 or 4 pounds.
Better to do it now early in your career instead of when you're trying to fight for a world title.
That's right. Yeah, I'd rather win a title at 140 and then go wherever my body goes from there.
Nice, man. And as you mentioned, man, Ronnie Shields in your corner, Danny Arnold still working at the Plex.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us how that is, working in that environment with Coach Ronnie and all those top fighters out of there.
Well, it's completely different. I guess the first time I went to the Plex, I was like, man, this isn't a boxing gym. You got the boxing gym over here in this big gym with all these professional athletes, NBA, NFL, whatever it may be, soccer players. But as I start going there, it's more of a professional place. It's not. It's just the professional feeling. You have to do the best you can because everybody there is doing the best they can.
Right.
And in all sports, you got Rashard Lewis. He's 6'10" over here watching you spar. He's a super cool guy, and you got guys like that are Casey Hampton and Bruce Matthews. All these guys that are there watching you spar, and they become your friends. And not only become your friends, they become your teammates in a way. And so it's really a big difference. It's more of a family than a boxing gym.
Nice, man. And definitely, having a great coach like Ronnie Shields with all his experience and then all the advantages that Plex offers you, and not only the advantages that you have, man, everything looking good for Cowboy Karl.
Yeah, everything is great. Ronnie's a great trainer. We communicate great. Yeah, in the corner, I think he's probably watching him in the corner, having him in the corner myself, and watching him in his previous fights. He's probably the best corner man in a fight that you're gonna find, from Luduba. He's that kind of guy. And he communicates with the fighter, gets his point across good. You got Jamel, Edwin, Laura, and you got Spilka. All those guys there, top guys, Steve Lovett, Justin DeLoach, Darwin Price, all those guys that are big time guys that are making a statement. No, don't forget Ricky. But you got a lot of guys that are doing great, and that keep you pressing because we got, me and Darwin spar all the time, 140. You got Justin DeLoach, 154, spar with him a lot. And then you got Ricky, he's 135, so he really spars with Darwin, he's a little bit smaller.
Right.
But all these guys, great opponents. In your own camp, we feel that when we get to the fight, we're not going to fight anybody better than we've been sparring. So we're mentally prepared and physically.
Iron sharpens iron. Hey, my man, tell me a little bit about signing with Haymon and how you feel it's worked for you.
I feel it's worked great. You know, a lot of people don't like Al, but you don't hear any fighters complaining about Al. It's only people that aren't making the money off the fighters anymore complaining.
All right.
And so he takes care of us. You know, nobody's getting, taken out of the game financially because of Al. And I like Al. We signed back with him, February 5th of 14. We really enjoyed it. You know, we've really enjoyed being signed with them. I mean, there's always going to be your little nitty-neck things, that you might not get completely along with, but that's life. It's going to happen. But as far as a manager and an agent, I couldn't ask for a better one right now.
You make a good point, man, that, a lot of the people who talk about him, are not the fighters or other, fans, a lot of fans that don't like them or promoters and stuff like that. That's a good point that you made.
People that are missing out on maybe the fights they want to see, they want to blame somebody, and also people that are missing out on the money that they want to see, that they're not getting themselves, as in promoters and stuff like that, and other managers. None of them like them, of course. Because it's gone from a sport of boxing where the fighter's always the one getting the bad end of the stick to now the fighter's making the money, and so is he, and Al's making the money too. So he's found a way to make everybody happy, except for a lot of the fans.
We'll see how it goes in the long run, my man.
Yeah.
Hey, you just fought in July. What's next for Cowboy Karl?
Hopefully September 15th. I'm not sure on the venue, somewhere around that date. Not sure of the location yet, but hopefully around then, and hopefully we get a step-up fight. I'd like to fight on Showbox soon, sometime, get a TV fight, get a tough opponent, get out there a little bit more, so that's what I would like to do.
Sure, man, and maybe even fight on Charlo versus Bondage undercard.
Oh, I'd love to be on that card. I would love to. I doubt it, but I'd love to be on that card.
Make it easy for the Plex team to ride together.
Yeah, right. We'll all be there, ride together.
Hey, man, I just wanted to point out, man, Cowboy Karl is his name, and he really is here wearing the cowboy hat and the boots. Hey, man, you're a real deal cowboy, man. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, if it's got hair, I can ride it. If it's got a beat, I can dance to it, so.
No publicity stunt. You're really out there in the woods. You're a hunter. You like to shoot guns, and you wild west.
This is who I am. It's not a fashion show. It's not. I'm not a cowboy because of what somebody says I should do or anything like that.
Right.
This is who I am. I'm just a working man. So.
True to the Texas.
That's it.
Absolutely. Hey, my man, before we let you go, you got any final words for the boxing heads out there?
Just keep following me, Cowboy Karl 1 on Instagram and on Twitter, same thing. And of course my Facebook, got a fan page on there too, so.
Yeah, make sure to follow him, Undefeated Top Prospect, Cowboy Karl. True.